this session of ICT tools and online teaching resources on behalf of the IoT Academy. So, once again, a very warm welcome to this workshop and FDP. So, my dear faculty eternity, so today's topic is about the ICT tools and online teaching resources. So, what the present, let we once we go back to the previous years of education, there was only one type of educations are present, that is a traditional learning where the teacher follows and the teacher will prescribe the what is the information, and the student will follows the information given by the teacher. It's a one-way methodology of process, and later on the development of information technology. So that information technology becomes makes the revolutionary in the educational field, which has a great impact on the development of the students, which enhances the knowledge. So, in this case of modification or evolutionary process, the student has the various methods of learning process. So one of such mode will be the information ICT, that is information communication and technologies. So what this information communication and technologies is, that the teacher or the teacher or the professor or whoever may be in the education will provide the information through which produces the communication by adopting several technologies. So now what is ICT, which refers to the technology that helps in the transfer of information. So what this ICT will makes you is the information exchange will be the higher and will be the faster rate. So once when we go back in the past era of education, now we observe that the teacher will have to go through the textbook and everything have to write on the blackboard, and or the teacher has to dictate to be in the notes, and this is a traditional where within a particular period of time the teacher will only accommodate to some information only. So, and because of this traditional impact, the teacher can adopt the basic information to the student. So, what we observe in this case of the information is only that is available in the textbook, that is not beyond the textbook level. That means the teacher hasn't have the sufficient time to explain a particular problem and where it appears in your day-to-day life, because the time factors will predominate the teachers. So teacher has to do many things apart from this lesson. So impact of this, the teacher always focuses on the that is what we deliver majorly depends upon the what the textbook is available. So now this information ICT will break the great change, innovativeness and creativity in teachers, in which impact the teaching learning process. So once the information technology has been adopted in the field of education, now the ICT has a great change. So where it brings the creativity of the teacher how to develop a different concept which can understand by the student very easily. So this is what ICT, and it can be defined as anything which allows us to get information, to communicate with each other, or to have an effect on the environment using electronic or digital equipment. So this is defined as now we can share the information. That's all. A thing is by implementing ICT, so we can share the information among what, among the different persons or different environment levels by implementation of the electronic or digital equipments. So this is the basic ideology of ICT. So now as the definition of ICT, that is development of information. So several organizations has given the several definitions. Now one according to the UNESCO, it is the scientific, technological, and engineering disciplines and the management techniques used to handle transmit information with men and machines. So according to the definition of this is what is nothing but the exchange of information not only restricted to the a certain level, but which can be implemented through from the KG class to the postgraduate level or even at the professor's levels, and also not reduced to the among part of the education. It can also transmit the information with men and machines, such as here the development of artificial intelligence. So this not only impact the educational system, but also can in the development the evolutionary system of your human and the machines. Now, according to the video technical glossary, that is in a journal, according to that journal, ICT is defined as a computing and communication facilities and features which support teaching, learning, and a range of activities in education. So this is a supporting eternity, so that which can increase the enhanced knowledge of the student as well as the teacher. So now, according to the UK, that is national curriculum, it is a technology used to handle information and improves communications. So these are the several definitions of ICT according to a different organization levels. Now, by implementing the ICTs, what we are going to take or what we are going to improvise. So that is first one is the technological literacy. So we can improve these information impact of a technical part, and next one is the information literacy. So we can gain much more information, and also it improves the communication skills that can be improved, and problem solving skills, and also the ability to handle the dynamic situations, and also to work collaboratively with others. So this is what we can improve, that is by implementation of ICTs at our workplace. So and next one, when we see a small example how the schools are there and how can we convert making schools as a smart. So there will be a different systems will be there. So where the schools will have the computers, so there I can use the TVs as a modem to communicate it, and using the school net, that is what LAN or WAN, that is wide area network, or local area network. By using that network, I can transmit the information as well as the from the textbooks as well as the other information to the students. Not only this one, so we can implement or from the implementation of the small projects at the schooling level also. Now, so this is your ICT, and the purpose of the ICT is where we can be implemented at workplaces, so that we can develop the communication skills, problematic skills, and also the technical literacy and information literacy. Now, what are the tools that can be adopted in the educational system so that the purpose of the delivering of the content by the teacher is enhanced? So one of the method is cell phones or the softwares we can use, or a laptops, and by implementation of CDs and DVDs or digital video still cameras, and by using the internet and its tools, so such as emails, browsers, websites, search engines like Google or Yahoo or the Bing, etc., and we can use the chat. Now the artificial intelligence or whatever going to take ICT is going to implement in AI chat box, and latest technology is going on here in the educational is chat GPT, where we can get the information that can be nowadays that are going to implement in the educational system also too. So then another mode of ICT tools is computer aided instruction and computer mediated videos or audio conferencing. And next one is the digital libraries, that is ebooks and electronic publications, and Microsofting publications such as newsletters, poster, and brochures. So these are the several mediums acts as the tools that is used to transmit the information from the teacher to the student. So what is the we have seen the definition of ICT nowadays, and then the tools that are used in nowadays to implement the ICT. Now, but before going to implement, so what is the importance of your ICT is, so that I can continuously learn. So updation of your continuously learn, and so that due to the learning is continuous, I can update my syllabus or the curriculum according to the needs of the society. So this is very important of your ICT, because the textbook was taken as some more information, whereas the information has been updated in when you search for a particular topic. So that is very important, because the textbooks are limited. So I can go for the curriculum update if we are follow the ICT tools. And next one is the digital and informational competence of the students, so that I can give the competency levels of the students, so that they are very much familiar with the digital amenities like tabs, computers, etc. And next, I can increase the productivity either personally or at group level. So how can we increase the productivity means, so we can increase the efficiency of your teacher, so by implementing of ICT. So what is the productivity means, the teacher can learn more information and the present that is information to the student within a stipulated time, which increases this productivity rather than your old fashion of your teaching. So next one is the communication action in cyberspace. So these ICT can be implemented at your communication systems, where we can use for the security levels too. And next one is your methodological innovation. So methodological innovation means that, so one problem can be adopted and can be done or find out the solution in many methods, so that if we produce a problem to a particular student, the students will choose their own methodology to solve a particular problem, so that they can, by referring all the previous websites or search engines, they can produce their own methodology to solve a particular problem, so that they can introduce their own methodology instead of following the old traditional one. So next one is the advantages of using ICT in lessons. So how we this implemented and how the get ICT is becomes more advantageous in their educational system is, the images can easily be used in teaching, which is far better understand than writing the information, and the teacher can explain the complex instructions by using the images. So, and also it increases in self-directed learning and independence. So this increases, now that what we have is, in study the in previous cases, that is an centered orienting blender. That means entire the education system depends upon the teacher what he or she taught, but now it is converted to a student learning education. That means it depends upon the student learning process, where the teacher will act as a guide or a supporter. So this student learning process involves with ICT tools. Now the learning computer skills, so that the student as well as the teacher can be able to handle efficiently the computer and gain more knowledge regarding the computers. So next, getting a lot of information and ideas, and then increased commitment to learning works and analyzing the informations. So whatever the information we got, now the teacher is responsible to analyze that and to explain to the student. So that the analyzing in skills of the teacher will be improved, and the teacher learn more independently as well as the student. So these are involved with independent works. So that another advantages is, we can do more work and more at faster rate. So these are the some of your advantages of using ICT in lessons. So the next one will be the disadvantages. So those we have the advantages, we have the several disadvantages of using ICT. This is very important, because the information or the media is becomes a powerful tool in nowadays. So it is a two-sided weapon. Just we can call it is a two-sided weapon. It may use as well becomes as misuse also. So what are some misuses or the disadvantages of using ICT is, so several teachers prefer already prepared material than handwritten. So now what they do is, already the teacher who is teaching the subject earlier 2 or 3 times, they have already made some to material wise. Now they are not interested and they are not ready to convert them into an ICT mode. So because they prefer this is easier rather than that, because it takes some time for them. So next one is, by making this server continuously on the system or computer, their health issues like eyesight becomes a weakness of the learners. Next, and also is, can be learned, the student can be learned a lot of bad things like unusual chattings. So this is one more misuse. Be careful, the teachers and the parents should be very careful while in the use of this utilizing of ICT tools, because one more thing is very important, that is students going out of the content and they download absurdity and pictures and videos. That means students always want to prefer the irrelevant information. They try to search for the irrelevant information which is not absolutely necessary, and like the information may include the pictures, videos. So the teachers as well as the parents must be careful what the students are doing while they are handling the ICT tools. And one more is, the ICT is very expensive, because the some of the ICT tools are available. The some of the ICT tools like your electronic whiteboard and this projector, these will be not available to all the students, so that the students could not get the same opportunities. Now one more thing is, it can be boring sitting in front of a computer for a long time. This is absolutely common for all the teachers as well as your students. So we cannot sit not more than a half an hour or 40 minutes usually. When we are going to listen it more than 1 hour, absolutely this entire session will becomes more irritating rather than interesting. So this is what the advantages as well as the disadvantages of ICT tools will have. Now let us see the role of ICT in everyday life. So one, the education system and the banking system, that is apps, and then your home screens and the different softwares that are using for your banking systems as well as your industry levels. And next one is e-commerce sites such as Flipkart, so and such as Flipkart, Amazon, etc. So there we can use the ICT tools right in day-to-day life. Now the next one will be the, what are the ICT characteristics? So these characteristics are defined in terms of three Ks, that is efficiencies, that is faster, and this becomes cheaper when we utilize large number, and it is fewer steps and less people and less paperwork. That means to entire produce the information, the required people will be less when compared with when doing it manually, and the less paperwork, and the effectiveness will be the most interactive, and the fewer errors. These are customized as well as the personalized and archivable, transparent and searchable. So that means these ICT will be the most interactive sessions and becomes more effective, because which includes the fewer errors. And these ICT tools may be done according to the organization levels as well as your individual levels. Next, innovation. According to your innovation, these characteristics, these ICT tools will explore the development of new products as well as the new technology. So these innovative thoughts, by innovative, according to the innovation level, the ICT tools will implement the new products as well as the new technologies wise. So the next case is, what are the attributes of computer based technology? See here, now we implement, everyone knows how to implement the projectors, and this we know come to know across the PPT presentations, and one few of them is electronic whiteboard. But in the case of here, uh, institutions, educational institutions, particularly about your primary cases, that is not an undergraduate level. We could not apply this web, that is internet. We are just explore to this only up to your projectors or levels. So that is multi-sensor delivery. So we can deliver the content by using either with text or with graphics, images and animations. So just like an videos and sound and audio, that is only sound and is only videos. Now, so by using this multi-sensor delivery, so there are different methods that a teacher can expand his information level to the student, they by various multiple modes. So that is which enhances the learner interest, that is called the active learning. Otherwise, so what actually will becomes is a particular lesson that is taught by a teacher will be in generally according to the normal mode. That's what they think is the teacher will generally come, right? They will open the textbook and that they are saying what the information is actually presented. But the teacher could not able to understand the understanding levels of the students until there comes a mistake or there faces a challenge or a problem. So this is what actually happens in a normal classroom. So once by implementation of ICT tools, what is the thing is we can convert at different levels. That means one student can understand by seeing the text, one student can understand by producing the animation very effectively. So but the problem with this is making the delivery content will take the time. But once it was making, that is a very effective, it becomes very effective tool to the students. Next one is the cooperative learning. So if the content is very large, now instead of doing one person's, several other persons will combine together to form a content wise. Now all the educational institutions while preparing the same content for all the branches of your schools. So how they are preparing this not is possible to by one person. They can be using of several persons that are combined together to form, which improves the social interaction of the teachers also. Next, communication skills can be improved. These communication skills are one to one to many, and many to many. So these communication skills may be, and multicultural educations will be also can be established using the ICT tools. That means the student can contact any kind of a person or the student across the country or world so that they can get the information very easily. Motivation which increases, that is greater learner engagement, that is time will be the most efficient, and within the less stipulated time they can increase the more information. So the learning resources will be the, in general we face the traditional medium, that is either through lecturers or lectures, that is in going in the classroom, and the another medium is the through the books. Now, the ICT medium through this, but not only the two, we have another also several mediums are present, that is computers, multimedia, internet, and lectures and books. So when we see it, the digital techniques that can be accessed by a student, that is the word processing, that is the documents, notes, projects, assignments. Now this is through this also. Okay, next one is this through another medium, that is a spreadsheet programming, that is Excel. So we can calculate an arithmetical and mathematical calculations, and these databases which is used for the information storage, and graphing software can be implemented as a digital medium which is used to prepare teaching learning resources, and multimedia kits to make these animations. And next one is internet and email facilities. These are used for search engines, so to gain the knowledge. And next one is The another mode is games and simulations that which improves the quality of learning. That is, this knowledge, whatever the topic or the exercises. Generally, the exercises are presented in the textbook, and that is allotted to a particular student to do and comment. Instead of giving the normal way, so we can present as a puzzle or a quiz or as a simulation tool. That means they can design, so they can understand, so which improves the quality of learning. And next one is how these ICT tools influences the student learning, because in initially it is a centered oriented learning, that is entirely depends upon the teacher and its nearly curriculum. That means the entire information depends upon the teacher and what they delivers. Now it is gradually converting into the student centric learning. So the student centric learning, now I will see the influence, how the ICT tools will influence this learning process of the student. Now by implementing of the ICT tools, right? So what we will observe, that is interactive learning experiences. So that once we conduct any jam or just a minute or a group discussions, they will experiences there, they will share their experiences, how they are get the information, so that the interactive learning experiences will come across to each other. And this using these simulations or any type of quizzes are that motivate students to learn. And this provides a comfortable learning, that is what they are comfortable time they can able to access it. And whenever they are not able to understand a particular time topic, they are able to access the topic anytime under any circumstances. Next, this is understanding of difficult concepts and processes. So now these Byju's as becomes most important platform for all the students that we came across, because of the implementation of such an ICT tools more effectively. So why the students were more attractive to this is because they demonstrate, right? They demonstrate the entire concept, and that was transformed into an image versions as well as the animations versions, so that the student are very much easily attracted to a particular topic, and they are very much understood, so that I work the topic. Now these caters to different learning styles. So the implementation of ICT tools will produce the different learning styles. Next, and also it helps the students to gain the valuable computer skills. This is obviously, and also it helps in collaboration and the group work. And one more thing is your PowerPoint presentations. So just this we can see here, PPT presentations can be incorporated with a variety of different kinds of multimedia aspects. That is some as images I can use, video and audio and animations. This is neat and clean, and it allows for portability of materials. So I can reduce the information, and I can cut out or sort of the information which is important and relevant to the particular topic. And it is easy to for teachers or professors to update them and saving them, which saves their time and energy. So, and one more thing is computers with multimedia applications. So, what is multimedia applications? Through a graphical visuals. So, they are able to scanning media, and they are able to talk to experts, and they can record the information and engaging the research. So, how this multimedia will use? Now, the students who use multimedia, because they are using what everyone's mobile is their student has their own personal mobile nowadays. They are obviously they are using some games which are using it. Instead of the games, now I will introduce a learning concept as a game, and I will put them into them and ask them to solve it, just like your apps that we are going to use. But nowadays we are using only certain apps instead of your multimedia applications. Now, present scenario, this is not at all be reachable in using the multimedia, but still now we are able to using it to a certain level, like that is using only installation of apps. Like different schools will have the different apps and ask the students to install that apps, and they will put the information as a quiz or a assignment on that apps. Then the students are able to write or read from that app. To that extent only it is used now, but this will be far better when we implementing with the multimedia applications. Now the next one is the hypermedia tools, so such as your database of your information structure. So now this is what they will do is hypermedia tools. I can get the entire information and I can share the database, so that the that is what this can be student can be accessed from the database. Now by using that, what is this, I can explore the larger amount of information as well as the promote a rich process of learning. But this hypermedia is not available to all the students. That is the drawback. And next one is the interactive video. So nowadays what we will do, that we will keep the online classes. Just we are following it. Now what they are doing is the online classes. They are asking the students to open up the class and video, but right, and they are taking the classes in online. Instead of that, now what we can put the more effective is we can record the video and we can post that class, right? Because the student who misses the class at that moment of time, the student cannot listen back the class again. This is the problem that presently going on these online classes, because if the student does not have any session of the mobile, or some due to some internet issues or thing that entire on that day of the class is missing. Now how the teacher could not be able to repeat it again, right? This is the problem. So the solution for such kind of problems is, instead of delivering, along with the delivering, they can able to record that video and that post that video of the class. Now the students whenever who are missed that class, they are able to access that class. So this is what this interactive video sessions is mainly focuses on. Now, this depends upon the compact disk, that is maybe a hard disk or a disk drive, a pen drive, and this computer and the technology implemented in the system. Now, these interactive video systems store the pictures, which has the still pictures and also the disk. Now, these systems can provide the interactive capabilities, right, of computers and the motion picture capability. Now, the next one is the video conferencing. That is here to online class are the discussion of the entire particular topic by using the Zoom medium or any other medias. So these communication technologies have proved exponentially. So with the help which can be implemented with the high speed internet connections. Now coming to your computer simulation, one more method is here computer simulation. Now what these computer simulations use? This computer simulation uses a combination of text and graphics. So using a dialogue and inquiry to guide the student through a situation. Now they will produce a situations such as some subjects that will be an understanding and psychological subject. This is a more for easier, and for your technical subjects like mathematics or in case it is little bit difficult to produce in this case of simulations. So dependency on their availability of information and the methodology can be selected. Not all the tools are suitable for not all the for all the subjects. So this is keep in mind that of all the teachers, the far so far we are presenting only with your presentations only till now, or we are not going for the very rare cases where we are producing the videos. Now simulations also can bring about the higher order synthesis and analyzing skills. Now the next one is the computer assisted tutorials. So this is here tutorials are page turner similar to textbooks. That is the entire content of your textbook is converted into e-books. So when you converted the entire textbooks into e-textbook, the student can able to access the textbook. But this is a good methodology for your higher education rather than your primary education, because the primary education primarily insists of purchasing the books. Now, drill and practice program. So this is what it is, what the student has learned. So why the teacher could not leave it away by learning us? Okay, the could not teacher cannot say, okay, where you are learned, yes, that is completed. The teacher has the ability to understand so far how the student understand the concept by using the drill and practice programs. That means you must thoroughly ask several times about a particular concept, either in a communication methodology or either writing process or through an exam or repetitions, so that now the student will be able to perfect. So this will becomes the drill and practice programs. And then coming to the web based learnings, so the learner searches the websites, collects information and learns the lesson. Nowadays this web is a tool to help students gain education without being on campus. So even though whatever the topic that teacher is presented, even I am not available in the campus, I can able to search it, so that it allows greater autonomy of your learning. One of them such is www, that is World Wide Web, which provides the greater flexibility in the distribution of. Now, from this website, that is a web, I can find the lecture notes, tutorials, assignments, as well as the both on campus as on campus. Now, what the present this is it, and next one is the internet and education. So, internet consists of large number of computers linked by a national and international telecommunication network. For example, if in your school which is connected, all the computers are net connected by through a LAN, that is a local area network. So that from that network, I can share the information to the students easily, so that I, instead of going one to one, because of implementation of such ICT tools, the teacher can observe the one to one performance of the student. This is the main achievement of your implementation of ICT tools. While in the group and normal tradition, only the exam will determine the performance of the student, that is influenced by several parameters. But this ICT implementation of ICT tools is not an one-time examinational performance. It is a continuous performance observation. It is not relevant to a particular exam at the particular time or the end semester exam or end examination. So these will increases the performance of to observe the performance of a particular student. So this next one is the properties of internet sites. So these internet sites are increasing in number. That is a very different websites are available nowadays, and these are internet allows a greater degrees, so that the colored and animated graphics are also available. Now, the online task, that means the teacher can assign the task in different modes, that is on one alone, then is one to one, and one to many, and many to many. So one alone is online databases. That means the that means the teacher will ask to access a particular information by going through certain in Wikipedia or certain websites or certain textbook. So digital libraries. So that means the student will access their own textbook to it. Next one is one to one, that is collaborative assignments, and then interviews or sessions will come into the online task. And next one is the one to many, that is your online lectures or online classes and symposiums. And many to many will become as discussions, debates, etc., or brainstorming and project groups, etc. The next one is the one of the most important media of your digital library. Now, the digital library is nothing but a collection of the textual, numeric, graphic, and audio and video data stored in a digital form, which are indexed and logically linked for ease of retrieval. Just like your normal library cases, This will forms a digital library where it stores the information of every subject or in every concept in different modes in a synadical or order. So next components of digital may be a textual data, that means PDFs, and a numeric data, that is here in the form of problematics. And next one is graphics data, that can be expressed in terms of images and photographs, and audio, that is audio classes, and video data, that is video classes. That means what we can do is whatever we taught the class in a particular uh, subjects, that is whatever we taught the topic in a particular subject, we can store that way either in the form of your material, that is textual data, right? And the next one will be the audio, only that will be audio data. And the next one is we can record the video and audio, that is what by means of this what we are going to is we can able to access, the students can able to access that information from your library, so there at any of time. But this is absolutely thing for the higher educational institutes. For your primary cases or schooling levels, this digital library mode is not available, but still it is presenting an old form of a tradition, right? The teacher will come to the class and just they will going to deliver it, right? Unique features is safe storage and multiple access, and the ability to store variety of data, and ease of search and retrieval. Now, different e-learning experiences, that is, if it is allowing students to interact online students to interact with each other, and online lecturing which interacts faculty and with the students, and online counseling, that is students in decision making, and libraries on online resource center, they will provide the information or articles for completing a task. So by learning process, that is through internet or the ICT tools, we can make certain actions like interaction sessions, we can make the informative sessions as well as the delivering sessions. Now, one of them is your interactive whiteboard. So one of them is interactive whiteboard, which is a large interactive display in the form factor of a whiteboard. That is nothing but it is not a similar thing. It is an electronic, right, whiteboard. So where the information is stored in the form of either PPT or it may be images session. So it can either be a standalone touchscreen computer used independently to perform tasks and operations. So it's one of the tool is your interactive whiteboards. The first interactive whiteboards were designed and manufactured for use in the office. So first this was introduced in the office levels. Later, now it was introduced in the schooling educations. But still, this is completely restricted to some schools only. To all the schools, this is not at all implementing. So this board was used in small group meetings and round tables. So they are used in variety of settings, including classrooms at all levels of educations. Now, an interactive smart board, also known as your electronic whiteboard, it is a classroom tool that allows images from a computer screen to be displayed onto a classroom board using a digital projectors. So the teacher or a student can interact with the images directly on the screen using a tool or even a fingers. So now the benefits of an interactive whiteboard is the student engagement makes the learning process more enjoyable. Then it requires internet connectivity and accommodates different learning styles, making lessons revision more convenient, reduces classroom cost. So this is uses of the benefit of your interactive class. So finally, the interviewer concluded. So though they are having this advantages as well as the disadvantages. So the conclusion is we can make is the information and communication technology is redefining the way students learn. So what they it makes the student to learn more effectively and enjoying these lectures. So it is making the process of learning more efficient and effective for students as well as the teachers. Now it make easier for teachers to use the best strategies to bring out the best in their students. So now this is beneficial for the educational sector, for the students, and also making it possible for schools to impart education in the finest way. Moreover, the technology enables them to manage all the management and administration functions in a seamless manner. Hence, there is no doubt that is a boon to this. The ICT implementation will become a big boon to the educational industries. So, though there are several disadvantages of your ICT tools, but on one side, it will provide the information more effectively and efficiently. So with this, I will try to conclude my session. So can anyone have any doubts? Now it's an open queue.